Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome to Toledo Technology Academy's commencement for the class of 2020. A warm welcome to you, the graduates, parents, grandparents, siblings, relatives, friends, our distinguished guests, TPS Superintendent, TPS Executive Cabinet members, TTA Governing Board members, and Toledo's Mayor Wade Kapsakavich. This is the day you as parents have been waiting for. Although it isn't ideally what you had hoped for, I know you are proud, nonetheless, and excited and happy to be celebrating this momentous event. Graduates, I don't want you to focus in on the circumstances of your ceremony, but on the fact that you are indeed graduating this very hour. You, the first 7th grade class of TTA, who came in and changed the whole makeup of this school. I tell you, TTA's entire staff is extremely proud of you and all of your accomplishments. Remember your roots and the principles of what you have been taught here the last 6 years. What's the number one rule at TTA? I can hear you all at once saying this together. To conduct yourself as if you're in a high-tech business environment. You are responsible for your actions. You're self-directed, able to communicate, teachable, trainable, and ready to stand on your own 2 feet. You have given us so much, and we are all so grateful for the memories. We send you off into the world of adulthood with best intentions and warmest regards. At this time, I would like to call Zach Burns to the podium to introduce our next speaker.
Dr. Romulus Durant, Superintendent and CEO of Toledo Public Schools, was a 1994 graduate of Waite High School. He went on to receive a Bachelor of Education degree in 1998, a Master of Education degree in 2002, and a doctorate degree in Educational Administration and Supervision in 2007 from the University of Toledo. Dr. Durant began his employment at TPS in 1999 and served as a 4th grade teacher, a dean, assistant principal, and assistant superintendent before being named superintendent in December of 2013. Under his leadership, TPS has shown exceptional growth in the following areas: overall student and career technology enrollment, STEM education, and the development of several magnet schools and community partnerships. The district has also shown gains on the state report card in several key areas. While his honors are many, Dr. Durant has never lost sight of the fact that he has the same goal for today's TPS students as he had for himself: to rise from modest means and achieve success, first in the school and then in life. Toledo Public Schools continues to show progress and share great news that makes our community, TPS, proud. Without further ado, it is my honor to introduce Dr. Durant.
Hello, TPS proud graduates, family members, and community members. We appreciate you taking part in this virtual ceremony, graduate of 2020. Before I get started, I would like us all to take a moment of silence for those who have fallen ill or have lost their lives during the struggle and fight of this current pandemic. With that said, I think it's a time also for excitement. So again, I want to congratulate you here at TPS Proud Graduate of 2020 in regards to all that you've endured. But I come to you by way of Wade High School, where I'm a graduate of class of 94, and I also brought my own graduation purple cap that I had once walked the same lanes and celebrated the same honor that each and every one of you will do today. But I say it's an honor to be with you today, because today is about life expectation. It's about life perception and how you perceive things. And that, yes, you could say, oh, we don't get a traditional graduation, or you could talk about your city of Toledo and all those things, but I always tell people it's a matter of your perspective. It's a matter, in essence, of how you look at it and say, you know what, we are the first to ever have a virtual graduation, to ever have a drive-through and a presentation. I still took a picture when my superintendent had a diploma that I could put and post throughout the house, a variety of things in the history of Toledo Public Schools. At the same time, I'm from one of the best cities in the country, the backbone of the United States, in manufacturing, agriculture, all the things that go on and thrive within the country of the United States. But again, your perspective is what drives you, as well as your motivation, and it's those things that carries a positivity about your life, but more importantly, a positivity about today of being graduates here at Toledo Public Schools. I say to you, at the same time, you have no idea of how proud I am of the class of 2020. Understand, many of you were born into the world of chaos, meaning many of you were born during the time of 9/11, when it was the most heightened fear within the United States with the attack on the Twin Towers in New York City. Many people were frantic, and at the time where many of you have came in who were 18 and 19-year-old were born into this world. But at the same time, you strive down, because that tells me there's character built within this generation. And then as you got into the high school, the state had changed your pathway more than a few times. There was nothing more frustrating to me to see the faces of our students who said 1 minute they were on track, 1 minute they were off track, merely because there was a change in the guideline for pathway to graduation. You withstood the time of those changes, because today you're going to be graduates. But it showed a test of your character. And then all of a sudden, your prom, spring sports. At the same time, traditional graduation was at the mercy of a pandemic and stay-at-home order. Again, we're rising above those expectations today, because we had one of the first in virtual, as well as many other things that we're going to do to celebrate our class of 2020. But this begins to define your character. Understand about adversity truly defines who you are as a person. Martin Luther King once said that a person's not measured about where they stand during a time of comfort, but where they stand during a time of adversity, controversy. Certain sayings such as today, where do you stand in those lights? Do you stress yourself, or do you fight through with the will to succeed, to show I will rise above the situation? Because at the end of the day, I'm greater than the expectations. And again, I'm excited for each and every one of you and what you're going to set out to do and set forth. It's important that you would continue during this whole pandemic at the stay-at-home order. You truly had time to value your family, begin to develop relationships among siblings as well as family members, truly getting to know individuals because you were within a household or doing a lot of activity together. For the first time, I've heard many families who begin to start eating more as a family at a set time. More than I've seen now than any other time, people actually enjoying nature and the park systems, which had been forgotten with the technology age. People continue to value those resources, continue to value your relationship within your families, because at the end of the day, they're the foundation that brought you into this world, and they will be the backbone that carry you through it. At some point, your shoulders will be stood upon by students or children of the lower generation following your footsteps. I give you words of advice as you begin to move forward in your endeavor after graduation. Continue to provide a plan for your life. Continue to move and understand what you plan to do tomorrow, what you plan to do in your 30 days, your 60 days, your 3 months, your 6 months, as well as your year to 3 to 5 years. You literally have to have an intentional plan about what you want to do with yourself. Whether it's a pandemic or not a pandemic, whether it's a stay-at-home or learning from home or not a learning from home, you have to have a sense of what you want to do with the rest of your life. Take this time to research this out. I tell you to limit your time on Facebook, limit your time on Twitter, Instagram, limit the time of watching the latest dance on TikTok. Yeah, that's right. Dr. Durant knows all about TikTok. Don't be surprised if you see a TPS shuffle on TikTok. But limit the time on social media to spend that time in your research, to be able to study opportunities that you saying you truly want to do with your life. What does it take to get there? Meaning, what do I need to take courses? Do I need to get a certification? Do I need to get a degree? Who are the people in that industry? Can I volunteer to learn more about it? Can I do an internship to know more about it? Can I ultimately develop a relationship with those who work there to ultimately employ me into that field? That's all dependent on you. At this point in time, the stage of the game, that ultimately at the end of the day, what you look at and you figure it out for yourself today is going to be a reflection of your tomorrow. If you're still holding and standing still, guess what? Nothing changes at 25. Before you know it, people are staying at 30 years old, still standing, figuring what they want to do with their life. Be intentional about those things. Start developing support around you to get opportunity to be able to see other things outside of what you've already seen here at TPS. Have the largest career technical program in Northwest Ohio, as well as other opportunities in college credits as other things. But there are now more to research as you begin to evolve into adulthood, but more importantly, seeking out what you want to do with the rest of your life. Begin to understand the programs that are out there, the courses that you will need to take, the scholarships that you need to apply for. Never tell yourself no about the scholarships. At the end of the day, you may be one of few who actually apply. Apply it to many of those things. Do not look to go into your own pocket. Look to spend the money of others that ultimately provide scholarships to support you on your educational endeavor. Begin to look to do more volunteer within your community to truly build relationships with those within the effort of furthering yourself spiritually, but more importantly, furthering yourself career-wise as well as a person. I say continue with this grind in the aspect of your life. Understand your dreams are your dreams and no one else. At the end of the day, it's about your will and your determination that decides your ultimate outcome. It's about what you want to do with yourself, what you strive to do within your 48 hours. No one should expect more of you than you. You should have the highest expectation of yourself, that you look down on yourself, that no one else looks down on you, because your greatness is beyond anyone other's expectation of what they can see in you. You do not let a pandemic hold you down. You become your own pandemic within this life. You are the pandemic of what you do. It's your contagion that makes others feel your will and your effort. It's that pandemic that gives others a 101 fever about you, because they burning up inside because of you. They're burning up of that fever because it's your pandemic. Your will is so contagious that everyone around you want greatness because of you. Do not let a coronavirus should be named after you because of your contagion on other people. Because your effort and your will has caused others to do greatness because they seen it in you. Again, you are the outcome, the biggest boss of your life. You are the CEO of everything that you do. People will follow your leadership. Again, be the pandemic of yourself. There is no bigger coronavirus than you. because it's your virus that is contagious within your family and those around you. The more they see that you want, the more they begin to understand that they may need to want more too. Their expectation changes because of you. I say develop a social IQ, not just an intelligence IQ, and understanding math, trig, and science, and all those other things. Develop a social IQ about emotional aspects of people. You should know the various social economic status of people. Whether you're someone who comes with money, someone who come from a working class family, or someone who's seen and come from a household of a lot of money, understanding the mindset and the culture of each and every person. You should have a social IQ of understanding people, because understand children as well as people don't care what you know until they know you care. When you show a person you care, it defines you. But more importantly, they want to be around you, because at the end of the day, they know you will further themselves. You will become a support for them. At the end of the day, again, your contagion impacts them. Have a social IQ, have an understanding of people, what stresses them. Have an understanding of the hardship, the drive. Understand where a person's coming from. Don't look at their situation, look down on them. Understand where they come from that got them in the first place. And then put a hand out in essence if you can help. Be a support to that. But when you do, you have a social IQ and understanding of people. And people always appreciate someone who's compassionate about what they do. I always tell people a story that I used to go to the car wash, and there was a gentleman who used to wash the car, and he was there religiously every day on the east side. And I remember I said to him when I got out the car, "Hey, how you doing?" and so forth, and he ignored me. And I said it to him twice, three times, 3 days in a row, ignored me. And at first I thought to myself, you know what, forget this guy. If he don't want to respond to me, he thinks he can't respond to me, why should I even give him the benefit of the doubt, even saying anything to him? But then I said, you know what, that's not what my father raised. My father didn't instill that character in me. He made me look all people in the eyes. At the end of the day, when you come past me, I'm going to address you with love one way or another. You fail to address me back as a character flaw in you. After 2 weeks of doing it, the man stopped and said to me, you know what, when you first said it, I didn't think you cared. When you first said it, I thought you were just doing it just part of a ritual to say to people. But you consistently asked me every day, despite I ignored you. You will always get a greeting from me. I will always respect you in a way and support and saying positive back to you, because obviously you must care if you're going to be that intentional of saying stuff to me. Again, you don't let others define your character. You define your character for yourself. You don't let other people change you for the worse. You change them for the better. You change their spiritual outlook. You change their spiritual impact. When they see you, they want better to say something positive to you because you brought positive to them. Again, happiness is about what's in you. Happiness is about, in essence, of what you can give. Happiness is about a choice that you make within yourself. If you want to be happy, be happy. At the end of the day, you'd be surprised how many people around you are happy. Social IQ is the keys to success, ultimately in today's industry. How well you relate to people, understand people, and help them strive to be better within their work, as well as being as a person. I tell you to continue to build your support system within you. Many times, your number one support is your family. Students, your biggest fan is your family. Your biggest internet troll is your family. Your biggest groupie is your family. When they hear your name announced on 88.3 or crossing that stage to get that diploma, guess what? The groupies are clapping. The groupies are taking pictures of you because they're your biggest support system. But understand, continue to broaden your support system. You got families, you got teachers, you got administrators, you got community members. There's no Dr. Durant at this platform without people such as that who supported me along the way. And I never forget about them. So again, never forget about where you come from, who you are as a person, and the name that you represent. You was given a first name, but more importantly, you were given a last name to represent somebody, child. A last name to represent something. You've been given a community to represent that community. You've been given a high school to represent. I will never forget Wade High School, never forget I come from the east side. I look out my window every morning and say, you see that over there? That's called the east side. God's country. every morning. My wife laughs when I do it. But again, it's an appreciation because it's a view that I get to see every morning, and many of you would be able to do the same as you grow within your life. I continue to offer myself to you because I'm a servant leader and serving you as students and serving you as a community member. I've written more letters of recommendations I could think of, and the more I ask, the more she'll receive. I tell kids all the time, as well as others, a closed mouth don't get fed. You say nothing, you get nothing. You need something, speak up. You can always get a hold of me on email. Don't use social media, email me. At mytps.email, I always respond within 24 hours. Letter recommendation. If I know inputs on certain locations of jobs, if I know employers, I have no problem speaking on your behalf because you are a graduate of TPS. And when I hire people, I always look first who came from TPS because we have a responsibility to employ you. We have a responsibility that we brought you through with education, that you're good enough to make sure that you work with us, that we can ultimately provide employment. And that's always been the highest priority in our HR department. So again, continue to be proud. I'm honored to be able to speak to each and every one of you from a virtual location, and we get to drive through. We're gonna be face-to-face, hand you your diploma, take a picture, and be proud of you as you walk off that stage. Again, I am a TPS graduate class of '94. Today, you are all proud graduates of TPS, class of 2020. Celebrate, be excited, be blessed, and I'm proud of each and every one of you, and stay safe. Thank you.
Hey class, it's been a long and crazy road, hasn't it? For some of us, it's been 6 years. It's a little mind-boggling that we spent a third of our lives here. And even more so that today, our lives together here are over. The truth is, I was not prepared for this moment. And I'm sure that some of you weren't prepared for it either. But that's just how things are in life. You don't always know where you're going or what you're doing. And that's okay. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to need someone's help every once in a while. It's even okay to fail. Because what's important isn't that you get things right on the first try. It isn't doing everything by yourself. The important thing is that you keep trying and that you learn from your experiences. The truth is, we're all going to fail at something in life at some point. So don't let the fear of failure keep you from trying. Right now, we're all young. We still have so much time left. Now is the time to make mistakes and to learn from those mistakes, to keep trying and to strive for our goals. And if you decide you want to try something else, try it, because we have time. The future is what you make of it, and I know all of us have the same potential. What we do with that potential is on us. So go make the best of it. Thank you.
Hello, fellow graduates, family, friends, and anyone else who may be watching. I thought I'd share with you a quote that I found the other day that I believe to be some good advice for us. If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. Now, we've all had a great 4 to 6 years. We've had some pretty fun times, like when Tyson found out that flowers actually existed in Canada. And we've had some not so great times, like when no one did the homework and we all got yelled at. You won't get back the sleep that you missed the time you pulled an all-nighter writing Carper's paper, but still get an A. Of course, there are things that we regret and wish we could have done better, but both the goods and the bads have made us who we are today. As for the future, it's always great to look forward to what may lie ahead and prepare for it. Although these may be some rough times we are in right now, we can still say with confidence that there will be better days. By doing so, we can plan and prepare for the future without fear of what may be happening around us. Just like our senior projects where our initial design and our final product differed, the end result might not look how we thought it would, but we still reached our destination. What I'm trying to say is this: do not worry about the past, for it is part of your story. Look toward the future, but don't worry about how you'll get there. Be happy in the present and press forward. Don't look back, keep your eyes on the road and continue on the path. If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present. Again, I want to thank all of you for celebrating with us. Continue being the amazing people you are, and have a great rest of your lives.
Greetings, TTA, graduating class of 2020. I'm at home, you might be able to tell that. I'm a little tired of being quarantined and having people say we're all in this together. We might be, but we're in it together alone at home. So I need to give a special shout out here to the parents and the staff. I know your parents are widely ecstatic about you graduating, and I bet they are really tired of trying to homeschool you. And your staff has done a wonderful job of making sure you have the materials needed to complete this year. I am very honored by being asked to do this, so thank you very much. You know, it doesn't surprise me that you folks are ending your school differently than everyone else. You started out differently. You were the first 7 through 12 class at Toledo Technology Academy. As far as I know, you were the first 7 through 12 class in the district. And after you started, it became a phenomenon that spread around this part of Ohio. So you started out differently, and you're certainly ending things differently. I have no idea how you arranged all of this. Let's avoid cliches and all the poor me. I know you've missed a lot of things for graduation. You didn't go out to buy that very expensive dress you'll never wear again, or rent a tuxedo, spend a lot of money, not know how to go putting it on correctly. But due to circumstances, you're graduating differently. And I will guarantee you, your graduating class is getting more attention nationwide than has ever happened before. In fact, I would submit that people will be doing studies on your progress moving forward in life due to the graduating circumstances. You being the first 7 through 12 class at TTA, we knew it was a good idea, but we were a high school. We weren't really used to 7th graders. You taught us a tremendous amount. You taught us you were different, yet the same. You taught us that you could fit in to a very non-traditional school. I'll never forget the time I had somebody that was about 3.5 feet tall in my office, and I was telling him, okay, now let's talk to this like adults, man to man. Get this straightened out. It was different, but you helped us move forward, and I honestly believe that you helped the district move forward and learn what would be the fundamental things that would really prepare students for a rigorous education. And you're different. You know you're different. You've spent somewhere around 7,500 hours learning your craft. A professional instructor taught me that people don't magically rise to the occasion. They tend to fall back on their level of training. You've spent 7,500 hours 7th grade through 12th grade in training. All those hours you have spent training have contributed to your academic education, obviously, but along the way you have learned how to conduct yourself. You were thrown into the midst of a different kind of school from day one when you gathered as very little people in the auditorium, were put into groups and told to go off and do work on your own in your group. You were taught throughout the entire 6 years how to find your own way, and you've become very, very good at that. That's continued throughout your years at TTA, and I'm quite sure that many of you know that is what's going to happen to you moving forward. This is a different environment, and everyone is saying, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, you are used to dealing with different environments. That's been part of what you've learned throughout your entire career at TTA. We always called that the hidden curriculum. It's obvious you have to do your academics and learn that and perform well. You have to do your technology classes. But if you think about it, you've been forced into working in a different mode since 7th grade. Forget about all the inspirational sayings. Think about this: you don't know what you know. You haven't really thought about the hidden curriculum and how you have learned to work together in groups, to come into agreement, to be responsible for yourself. You've been to classes every day with no bells. You didn't have someone monitoring the halls. It was up to you to do the right thing, and you did it from 7th grade through 12th grade. So you have learned to find your own way. You would go ask somebody a question and they would say, not sure, figure it out and come back and tell me what you've learned. Those are skill sets that will lead you on in life if you choose to use them, and they'll pop up when you aren't thinking about it. You'll find yourself in a working environment and you'll say, hey, here's how they all dress here. I remember we had to do that at school. So you have learned those skill sets. Those are some of the most fundamentally important skill sets for life. You are prepared and ready. You know that getting good results doesn't come easy. You know you'll be working with people that you're not necessarily besties with, but you still have to work with them. You most certainly know, if you haven't paid any attention these last few months, things don't always go as planned, but you also know how to adapt and adopt and figure out what the goal is. You know it's a competitive world out there. Some of you have done internships and got jobs, and you've been working your way through. You get it. And you know that your actions directly determine your results. When you first got to the school, one of the very first things you learned was calling mommy probably wasn't going to fix your problem, that you were responsible for you. And you did it very well. So don't fall victim to any of these pity parties, poor me, graduating during a national emergency. Be confident in the fact that you have learned how to negotiate things. Let me quote a famous philosopher from New York in the last century. He said, this is paraphrasing, life is kind of like baseball. It's 90% mental and the other half is physical. If you don't know who that philosopher was, look it up. Whether you like it or not, the behaviors that you learned while negotiating your way through TTA will come in handy, and they'll surface when you least expect it as you are negotiating through life. You've learned you're responsible for yourself. You've learned to solve problems, work with others, understand that traditional excuses don't get you anywhere. You've been immersed in the behaviors and attitudes that contribute to success. You are an absolute ball for me to work with. You taught me a lot. I enjoyed it. We were able to fashion what could help the rest of the district based on what you did. I suspect my perspective was a little bit different than your teachers, as they had to have you in class all day long trying to get you to pay attention and learn. So thank you. It's been a trip. We've traveled together. I wish you the best. I'm confident that you have the ability to make choices that will support you in your success. Please remember, doing something you know and love, making enough money to live the way you want to live, is a sweet spot in life. So with Godspeed, go forth. You are now Voyagers. Peace out.
Hello, I'm Sandy Simon, and I'm happy to be here representing the TTA Governing Board on this joyous occasion. And I want to tell you that this wonderful group of people includes some special people who have helped you along your way these 6 years here at Toledo Technology Academy. And first of all, we've got Tom Volk from Ohio Belting and Transmission, Oscar Bunch, retired from UAW Local 14. We have Rick Anderson from Radco Industries, and we have Nate Eaton with IBEW and the National Training Center of the Electricians. We have Denny Earl from UAW Local 14. We have Wes Bunch from Bunch & Associates and Dale Carnegie. And all the administrative leaders of TPS and the union leaders of TPS have all been here helping you and had your back all these 6 years. And I want to say to you that having been in the building a number of times, I have a part-time office in the building. I get to see you come and go, get to talk with you. I get to see you all these 6 years, and I know how much this governing board appreciated you coming here and doing the very best that you could do, and I know you do that. So I want to talk to you about one little thing. Sometimes it is about the little things. But the little things can also be not important. But remember, little things can add up. So what I want you all to remember to do is to make sure that the little things that you are adding up count. So make those little things count for you so that they're for the good. And I know you'll all do that. On behalf of the Toledo Technology Governing Board, my final message is, well done. You deserve this day. Congratulations.
Hello. On behalf of the Toledo Public Schools Board of Education, it is my pleasure to accept the credentials of the graduating Toledo Technology Academy Class of 2020. Congratulations, graduates. I would like to thank the parents, guardians, grandparents, relatives, and mentors for all the support you've provided to these phenomenal graduates. Our students are successful both because of their own hard work, but also because of your support. Additionally, I would like to thank the teachers, administrators, and staff who work every day to surround these students with a respect for and a love for learning, and who teach students about the hard work that is truly the path to success. To you, the graduates, it is an honor to speak to you today. I wish it could have been different from this and more traditional, but I want to congratulate you on persevering through this time. It may be difficult to see right now, but each of you looks towards a future that is markedly better because you are a high school graduate, and I am proud of the path that each and every one of you followed to be here today. Whether you are headed to college or directly to a career, there will be a place for you to make a difference as you go out into the world. In this uncertain time, I know 3 things that are important for you as you move forward. First, I ask that you find ways to be of service in your community, perhaps in your chosen profession or in a volunteer activity. You will soon see opportunities for mentorships of those younger or less experienced, and ways to integrate your work into bettering your community. But you don't need to wait to be fully into your career. Volunteer opportunities abound, both in our community and any American community where you may find yourself. To arrive at this point of being a high school graduate, you have developed self-knowledge about your skills and abilities. Be sure to use some of them. The world will be better for it. Secondly, I ask that you take care of you. As high school graduates, many of you juggled school and work, student clubs, and practice for athletics, and sometimes all of those things. I'm sure you've already been in a situation where the have-to-get-done items take precedence over the probably-should-get-done for your health items. Keep in mind, you cannot complete those have-to-get-done items unless you remain healthy. Please be cautious in this immediate time, and it's always good to sleep and eat your vegetables. Get exercise and tend to your health. Remember also, you are a true digital native, some of the first in this generation. And for your entire lives, you have been processing information at a volume that human brains never have before. Give yourself a break sometimes. Unplug and tend to your mental health without any shame so that you really can walk the path forward that you're creating for yourself. And finally, I would ask that you never be afraid to alter your path. As we see now, sometimes in life, you can be 99% certain that you know your direction, and then that 0.1% opportunity presents itself. It may present itself as a challenge, but yet, there will still be opportunities through those challenges. It's not only okay to pivot, it is brave. Be open. You never know what a willingness to change might bring about. We live in a time in a society that feels fractured and unsettled, but when I see you, our future, I have hope and faith for a better world. Congratulations, graduates. I cannot wait to see all that you contribute to this world.
I want you to take a deep breath and just savor this moment. Graduation is a huge accomplishment under any circumstances, but what you have accomplished over the past few months is truly extraordinary. You have been able to be flexible, be adaptable, keep your eye on your goal, and you've succeeded. Here you are, graduating from high school today. Congratulations. You know, this is what life is like. It's unpredictable. It moves and it shifts, and you have to be able to move and shift with it. You have demonstrated that you are resilient, and that is a huge characteristic you will take with you for the rest of your life. So congratulations. You should be really proud of yourselves. I'm really proud of you, and I can't wait to see the amazing things you do in the future.
Hi, this is Wade Kapsakavich, Mayor of the City of Toledo. On behalf of the City of Toledo, I would like to congratulate all of you, the Toledo Public Schools Class of 2020, on your graduation. This is an unprecedented time for you and for all of us. What we are going through as a city and as a country, none of us have ever seen in our lifetimes. And I know that you have missed out on some things, and it might be easy to focus on some of those things that you didn't get a chance to do. Not being able to walk in a ceremony, not being able to have a senior prom or the end of your sports season, or maybe a theatrical production, or any one of a number of things that unfortunately had to be canceled. And it would be normal and it would be human nature to focus on the things you missed out on. But I hope you pause and reflect on what you gained during this moment. You will always remember that you graduated from high school during this unique moment in time. And while it was a time that we were required to be distant from one another physically, it was also a time that we were reminded how important it is to continue to connect with each other emotionally and spiritually. Even as we have been physically distanced, we've seen how important it is to remain connected on those things that matter. People helping those in need, people calling someone who maybe doesn't have any family and is lonely and just needs to hear a warm and loving voice. People have stepped up in so many ways with donations of their time and their treasure in a way that gives me hope that perhaps we can unite as a community and as a country in ways that we haven't in an awful long time. We've been so divided, unfortunately, as a country for so long. I am hopeful that your moment in time, as you graduate, you'll remember that the lesson of this time is how much we need each other and how connected we are to one another. And if you can take that lesson to heart and apply it throughout your lives, if you remember the real lesson of this time, if you remember that your senior year, we were called to rededicate ourselves to connecting with each other in meaningful ways, you will have learned the most important lesson of this time. It will be the greatest graduation gift you can have, and you will live productive, happy, and fulfilling lives as you go forward, no matter what you do. Because ultimately we really are all connected. And that is the lesson of what we're going through, and I hope that is the lesson you take away from your senior year. Again, on behalf of the City of Toledo, congratulations and best wishes.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, and the world must come together as one.
There are people dying. It's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all.
We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change.
We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children.
We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving. There's no choice we're making, we're saving our own lives.
It's true, we make a brighter day, just you and me.
Oh, send them your heart, so they know that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free.
As God has shown us, by turning stones to bread, so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
Oh, there's no choice we're making, we're saving our own lives.
It's true, we make a better day, just you and me. We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making, we're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a brighter day, just you and me.
We are the world, we are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day, so let's start giving.
There's a choice we're making,